Hey guys and gals, let's unbox and take a look at the Yellow Construction Excavator by LEGO City. This is set number 60420, contains 633 bricks, retails for $54.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review, so thank you LEGO for sending this to me. Well, looks like we got ourselves a nice beefy excavator, and maybe some accessories. Hoping that tile's printed. Here's the top of the box. So it looks like we have 3 minifigures, and of course our accessories. And here's the back, and it looks like the crane does swivel 360 degrees. This opens up, and all sorts of stuff. Let's open this up and see what kind of goodies are inside the box. Well, we already know it's going to be Lego bricks, but well, let's see. Oh, it's a clear bag, so we obviously get to see what's in there, and there's more stuff lurking inside the box. And let's take a look here. A couple of these little cable things. Well, if you're interested in making telephone poles, I'm sure those will come in handy. And we have several bags of bricks. Looks like this is for the track pieces for 6. And that's the most important one there. And looks like we have 6 bags of bricks. Oh, stickers. So it is stickers. Well, that blue sign wasn't stickered, or that blue tile, so must be it's printed. Okay, and got ourselves the building guide. Alright, let's see. How is this broken down here? Let's see. Here, it just starts right on into bag 1. Well, this looks pretty interesting, so I'm going to head over to my second channel. You're more than welcome to join me. We're going to build this set, come back here, and take a closer look. Here is the Yellow Construction Excavator after it has been assembled, and it's a pretty interesting build. So down here we got our 3 minifigures, and we're going to take a closer look at everything here in a bit. Here we got ourselves some printed signs with some caution tape on them, which is cool. 2 extra wigs and some extra pieces so you can scoop them up in the bucket. But the main attraction is the crane. Now this thing does pretty much rotates. You just do this. Looks pretty good. And this arm goes up and down. This piece here scoops up. This right here, so you could scoop up your minifigures if you want. And it's very flexible. Now you notice where I'm holding this out right here. This may detach. I had it happen when I was constructing the set, so you got to be very careful. And this part here does come off. You can hold a minifigure. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit. And here's the back. Sadly, that's a sticker. This part here does hinge open to reveal the engine. The engine does pop out. So if you don't like the engine type, you can upgrade your engine. I'll leave that in there so you can take a closer look at that in a bit. And for the most part, it's pretty nice, you know. It also does glide smooth. A little noisy, but that's to be expected. It's a construction excavator. It's not to be a Cadillac or anything, so it will make some noise. And there's more stickers. I had a few issues with stickers. I couldn't get one on correctly. I had to take it off. That's why it's kind of peeling there. I had to flip it around. That's why I despise stickers and sets. Yeah, for the most part, it is a very nice excavator. Well, it's not going to serve justice just by looking at it. Let's take a closer look at all the features. Here is our construction crew standing by the pile of rubble here. This guy here's got a set of blueprints, and that's printed, surprisingly. It's not a sticker. I like the print work for the torsos. These 2 guys right here have the same torso, and the hard hats look almost the same, except this one's got earphones, and the other one's got long hair attached, and looks pretty nice. And I think they all had single-sided heads. Here's those tiles, and our figures do have hard hats that you can remove to change them out with the wigs. So this one here looks like you got yourself an orange brush back hair, and this one here is a skin fade. So even the skin fade is still too much for the hard hats. And yeah, and here's the excavator. And yes, I do these all ad lib. That's why the scripting skills lack. And there's a close-up of that sticker. Yeah, this was the one I put on backwards. I had to take it off. That was kind of a bummer. And here's the inside of the cockpit or the controls. I tried to drive one of these many years ago and I couldn't do it. It's like, oh. And here's the top. Now this does seat up to a minifigure, but I'm one-handed here, so I can't just take all that off. You could set this back on. They're on their lunch break, so we don't have to worry about that. I like this little ladder that takes you up here. Here's a little gauge. This doesn't do anything. I thought this was a button or something, but this doesn't do much. And here's the rear. Here's a close-up of that engine. And that just removes. There's a lot more space in here, so I'm sure you could probably use this for some storage. These tracks were not that fun to put together. They were more time consuming than anything else. Just be sure to read carefully in the instructions. You think it's 80, no, you need 82, 41 per track. So it's not just 40 like I thought. I like these cables up here. That looks pretty cool. And there's no strings in this too. You don't have to tie any strings or mess with any of that stuff. And for the most part, as you can see, it's a nice construction excavator. I mean, you got the bucket here. It moves. But it's all manual. That's the only thing. I don't think it's possible to make this power functions unless you're smart with Technic. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's going to convert this over to be really cool. Make this an RC vehicle. But I'm happy with it. Despite what this is, it's not a bad build at all. Here are my thoughts. Let's start with build quality for the review, and for the most part, it is a very structurally sound build after it has been assembled. There's a couple of critical areas. Mainly this right here can detach if you're not careful. So you got to make sure you wait till the very end because you're going to have to lock all this together. This is all interlocked. So don't play with this until the end. I found out the hard way. This kept coming apart right here. It's like, well, how is this going to be attached very well? Well, you got to put a couple of pins in here to really secure that together. As you saw with the Tour, it's very robust. So we're going to start with play value, and of course you can play with this. This is meant to be a playable model. You can put this in your city. You can scoop up bricks and all this stuff here. Now it's all manual as you saw, so you're going to have to manually crank everything like the bucket and the arm and stuff like that. But it's really nice. And in addition, you get 3 minifigures, you get extra pieces for some rubble, and you got these 2 printed signs. So you're not going to go wrong there. Build experience was average for this set. I don't know if it was the colors. The colors seem about right for this model, but maybe it's just the Technic. The track pieces took a lot of time, and I misread a couple of the steps on there, and well, this guy already wants to take a nap on the job. Well, he can sleep there. And for the most part, though, it is a nice set to assemble in an afternoon. Now, is it modular? Not really. This stuff here can be grouped up here, but this is all built as one. So you're going to have to build this alone. You won't be able to share the festivities with another partner. And that's probably the only drawback with this set is that. Now, can this be dropped in a Lego city? Yes, this is self-contained. You just pick it up and set it on your construction site. There you go. So if you got like a tower you're building, this would look good. Or if you're digging a hole in the ground. Now, I wouldn't take this outside and scoop up sand with it. I'm sure it would wear all these parts down, but for the most part, it is meant to be played with and dropped in a Lego city. Now, there is some nice parts in the set. You could use these pieces to make other creations, or you can use pieces from your own collection to enhance the build. There's really not a whole lot that needs to be improved on it. Like I had mentioned, this is a self-contained build. It's pretty much done for you. And you do have one printed building guide and a brick separator to go along with the build, because you will use this. I've made a few mistakes myself I had to correct. So overall, it is a nice construction excavator. I'm giving the score of 8.5 out of 10. The reason being is this windscreen here was scratched, and some of these stickers can be hard to put on, like this one here is starting to peel off. I had to peel one of these off because it was backwards, and I think that was it for the most part. There wasn't a whole lot wrong with it, and some of the pieces may flake off. But once it's built, it's all secured. So, and you can obviously tell this is the sticker here that I had problems with. It wants to peel up. That's why I don't like stickers on builds. This one here would have been nice if it was fully printed. But for the most part, if you're looking for a good construction excavator, here you go. Now the set does retail for $54.99, and you are getting what you're paying for it. Doesn't seem pretty cheap for what it is, but it does seem very reasonable for what you're getting here. You're getting the 3 minifigures and the heavy-duty construction excavator. Tell me what you think of this set.